If Virginia or someone else is reading this, then I am not here, unable to attend due to coaching responsibilities that preclude me from attending. Please accept my most sincere apologies. My name is Bob Manley, and I am presently serving on the Verona Township Council, currently as Deputy Mayor. Nancy and I moved to Verona a little over 21 years ago with our two then small children, daughter Sarah and son Tyler. Our greatest decision as parents was to raise our children here in Verona. We have enjoyed a wonderful life here. I have been a science teacher and high school coach of 4 different sports for more than 25 years. I hold a master's degree in educational administration and supervision, and over the course of my career, I have been called upon to assume many and varied leadership roles within the academic community. I was first elected to the Town Council in 2009 and have been proudly serving this community since then. It has been my genuine honor and privilege to be a member of Verona's governing body, and I am confident that I have served all of the residents of the town with honesty, integrity, and commitment throughout my entire tenure. I believe that I possess and have exhibited all of the requisite qualities of an effective community leader and proven myself to be a trusted and competent representative of the entire community. I respectfully ask for your support so that I might continue what I confidently believe to be the good work I have begun. Again, please accept my most sincere apologies for my absence. Thank you. Bob Manley.
Good evening, residents of Verona. My name is Rich Williamson, and I am a candidate for Verona Town Council. I would like to first thank Virginia and myverona.com and Paul and the Verona Observer for sponsoring tonight's forum. Thank you to Congregation Beth Am for hosting tonight's event, and thank you to City Newkirk for monitoring. Thanks also to my fellow candidates, and I wish you all good luck. I've been a resident of Verona since 1991. I have 2 children, Betsy and Richie, both graduates of the Verona school system. I have been an elder and trustee of First Presbyterian Church for the last 20 years. I have been a member of the Verona Environmental Commission, the Verona Centennial Committee, and the Budget Review Committee. I have been active with the Verona Band Parents Association for the last 8 years and the VBSL for the last 10 years as a board member and coach. I have been a Rutgers safety course instructor for the last 4 years and have trained hundreds of Verona's youth coaches. I was chairman of the local American Diabetes Association Walk for America for 10 years, in which we raised over $800,000. I have worked in the construction industry for over 30 years. During this time, I have been responsible for budgets, manpower assessments, purchasing, billing, estimating, and property management in both the private and public sector. As the general manager of a small business, I am familiar with the increasing costs, the benefits, and the effects it has on both our company and its employees. I understand the positive role that technology can play in productivity. Over the last 22 years, I believe I have a feel for what the residents of Verona value. I will work to continue to be one of the leaders of Verona, to achieve nothing but the best while remaining fiscally responsible.
Good evening, folks. My name is Kevin Ryan, and I'm running for re-election after having been elected to a special 2-year term in 2011. At that time, I promised the voters that I would try to hold the line on spending, reduce cost, and to push for greater transparency and more open government. I believe I have made a good faith effort to live up to that promise. I voted no on the last 2 municipal budgets, not because I enjoyed voting no, but because I felt more effort should have been made to cut some discretionary costs. Keeping the budget flat was not enough. Cuts were needed to offset increases in salaries, health benefits, and debt services. There's also been a severe decline in our ratables, which is a direct result of our sinking economy. I'm a firm believer in open government. I was an early advocate for televising budget workshops. Any meeting the public is allowed to attend should be recorded and broadcast. And going forward, I would much like to see the council meetings even streamed live to people in the community who can't attend the meetings. I pointed out flaws in our appointment mechanisms that we use to fill extend positions and contracts. I strongly support the release of public information to everybody. The overall economic situation is still very difficult. Police and municipal contracts are expiring at the end of the year. We have to ask the employees to take a hard look at the situation in Verona. And while I strongly value their service, we have to make significant changes going forward in order to keep the town solvent. Okay? I think my actions show that I am serious about solving these problems, and I hope to get your support on Election Day. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roman?
My Verona and Jay, the Verona Observer, and Congregation Beth Am for hosting tonight's debate. I'd also like to thank my fellow candidates for being here tonight and my fellow citizens of Verona for their participation in this important election. I'm here simply because I'd like to help solve a problem. I believe that we're being overcharged for the cost of running a government. We have one of the highest tax burdens in the United States, and it's only getting worse, not better. I firmly believe that we as citizens need to stand up and address the situation. The era of high property taxes in New Jersey needs to end now. This is crucial for the long-term health of our economy, as well as our own abilities to save for our children's college funds, our retirements, and our own personal good. And the only way this problem will get fixed is if we make the decisions that need to be made to lower the cost of government. This is not a revenue problem, it's a spending problem. We need to look at every dollar that goes out the door and make a reasonable and rational decision as to whether each of these is a necessary and a valid expense. Here in Verona, we've been hit with property tax hikes that are harder than other communities have experienced. Our expenses are very high. Our budget is almost double that of our neighbors, even though they serve the same population that we do. We pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars in overtime and administrative costs with little effort to manage the problem. Our debt service has increased faster than anything other than the cost of health care, and we're looking at millions of dollars in capital expenditure over the next few years. Every non-tax dollar that comes in the door goes to increased costs, and we don't see tax relief from it. I'd like the opportunity to address this problem, and I believe I have the necessary experience. I deal with budgets every day. I'm responsible for managing costs and operating an organization efficiently. I supervise major capital projects. I know how to build things that we can afford. I know the Verona budget in detail. I know what drives our costs, and I will work to make Verona an affordable and sustainable town for the benefit of my fellow citizens. I look forward to our discussion tonight, and I hope to win your support. Thank you.
I'd like to thank all those responsible for bringing us together here tonight. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I have moved to this town some 40 years ago with my wife and 3 children. They're, of course, all gone through the schools, and we're very happy here, and we would like to stay here. And I am becoming increasingly concerned about the rising tax rate that we have faced. And this paper will probably become famous at some time. I have a paper here from January 8th, 2012, and this is the main reason that I'm running. This is a Star Ledger, and it says that the municipal portion of our taxes has gone up 31% in the last 5 years and 71% in the last 10 years. This is what prompted me to run. I think that in fact, I know we can do better. Last year, in 2012, I scrutinized the budget very carefully, and I'm telling you, you could have had a flat tax rate in 2012. There was no need for a rise. And I'm working right now on the 2013 budget. We could do the same thing. So I am a representative for change. If you want change, then I think you want to take a look at my positions, because I am called Doc for the taxpayer. I want to get us a flat tax rate. Thank you.
I concur with all the thanks for all the people involved here. I came to Verona well over 30 years ago with my husband Larry and our 1-year-old son Noah. We raised 4 kids here since then. Verona was basically a blue-collar town, friendly, helpful, several generations living on a block. We lived on Floyd Road then. Our neighbors were surrogate family. It was the same when we moved across town to Cook Lane. Children played in gaggles, roving from yard to yard, kitchen to kitchen. You really didn't need a card when we moved in. Verona had everything to offer. Evanson's, a butcher, a bakery, a hardware store, the A&P. Bloomfield Avenue bustled with people visiting shops, chatting with local merchants. A model of real small-town America. Verona is no longer blue-collar, but we try to retain those same wonderful values. I started my volunteer activities with the Lanning Avenue School SEA, making crafts for Secret Shop, and just kept getting more and more and more involved, and that led to 2 terms on the town council and as mayor. I love this town, and I'm looking forward to once again serving on the council, and I ask for your support on May 14th. Thank you.